Yo, 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 what's good, everybody? It's your boy Sparkle here, and today we're going to discuss the new star shell system, and we're gonna go over the different factions, as I like to call them. We're gonna go over the different skills and what they do. Um, but first, let's go over the more basic stuff. So, for example, if you didn't know, you get the stellar path summonings where you get your skill summonings. So you go to this lady and you click in the lower right corner on stellar path, and this is where you can find your prisms, which are used for summoning. After 100, I think it was, after 100 pulls, you get a wish list similar to that of Melamon's, and you can choose which of the three factions, which of the three paths you want to go for. So I would say get to like 100 pulls, and after that, like think about how you want to go with your damage, because the different paths are different for different kinds of like content. So for example, the left path would be good for like maybe 1.5 to like 2 minute fights. The right path would be on the opposite side and would be good for like longer fights for like 5 minutes or 6 minutes. Waves, content like that. And middle path would be best if you want to get like the most amount of damage, but it has also the most amount of RNG. Also, if we go in here and we go to the packs, you can see that these packs, they refresh weekly, and you can get for the prisms, infinity prisms. That's the summoning currency for stellar path. You can get 40 of those for 4k stellarites or diamonds every week. So it's a little bit of a steeper price for low spenders like myself. But that should not really be a problem, I don't think. Okay, so let's go over to the stellar path and like let's discuss what the different paths do. So, as I said, Exiled Star, the most left one, the left faction, is good for short content. It's not very RNG dependent. The middle one, the middle faction, is very RNG dependent, but if you hit, you really hit like very high skill damage. And the right one is good for prolonged fights because it stacks with, if the fight goes on for a lot longer, it stacks with the fight, and it gives you more damage in longer fights. So let's go over these things called coronas, rings, these cards. So what they do, they give you a flat amount of stats, and they also help you get this currency for stellar path, which is used to upgrade them. So you can't really rush through that. You have to wait and upgrade them individually, grind out the currency. So as you can see, like the meta currently is this. You get everything to level 25. Each of those individual 6 pieces, you get them to level 25. That's the current meta, okay? There's also one more thing, is when you go over here, which is the core skill. and you click this, it tells you that Star Shell damage is not affected by regular buffs. It also doesn't get like diminished by, for example, block or you know, other regular buffs that you might have on your characters. So it's only benefited, it's only amplified through those skills that you see right here, through the stellar path. So it's its own like little ecosystem, skill system, right? As you can see, if you level up your cards, you get more Star Shell crit damage, Stellarian stats, which is these stats right here, you know. So it's its own little thing. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the different factions. So we go in Authority here, and you see all these like all these cards, and those things are called authorities, and these are like medals, I think. Well, basically you have two exclusive medals per faction, which are those two. And these other ones, the four ones that you see above, are interchangeable. So you can see that have them on like different factions. So you can use them across all factions. But let's go over this one. This one is called Core Garden. So this one gives you damage based off how much time you spent in cooldown. So every Star Shell has a cooldown of 30 seconds, and whenever you first enter into battle, like the first cast comes in 10 seconds, so the first cooldown is like 10 seconds. And this one is, this skill Core Garden is okay, I would say, because if you think about it, it gives you 30 stacks, because it's every second a stack. So 30 stacks, that's like 15 damage roughly. You know, it has no drawbacks. The next one is called Crosspath, and this one is pretty nice because what it says here, it increases the damage on your Star Shell skill by 2.5% for each hit. So if you have a skill that does a lot of hits, for example this one in the middle faction, that can hit 7 to 11 times, that is a lot of damage, so it's stackable. So I would say this one is a must, just because it's stacks with every hit. It's very good on Fateborn, which is the middle faction, and it's very good on Exiled Star. I'm not sure about the Dusklight, because I've never really experimented with Dusklight. Growth and Evolution is also one of the ones that I would say is a must. So as you can see, this one, it increases damage by 1.3% for each hit, and the effect is also stackable. So I would say get this one if you're like doing a lot of hits, just like the previous one, just like Crosspath. So if you're doing a lot of hits, so this one hits 8 times. You should use it. You should use it on Exiled Star and Fateborn Star. And the last one is Cosmos Sky. I mean, those are the ones that I'm rocking currently. Now the problem with this one is, you see that it increases Star Shell damage by 27% and only reduces your character's normal damage by only 2%. But don't be fooled, because your character, like, his main source of damage is your regular damage, and your star shell damage is only like 10 to 20% of like your whole damage. So for example, if we can see it here, the star shell damage should be in red. Maybe it's bugged, I don't know why it's not showing up. But star shell damage is, as I said, independent of your normal damage. Okay, I don't know why it's not showing up. It's like finishing too quickly. Let's go back then. So you should be careful with that one, because only 20% of your old damage is increased by 27%, and your character damage is the rest 80%, and that's reduced by 2%, which is not 2%, it's like 8%, right? So again, be careful with that one. You're not doing enough stellar damage, stellar shell damage, star shell damage, whatever it's called. You're not doing enough star shell damage to justify running this. I have it equipped just for showcase, and let's actually go through the exclusive skills here. So this one is Who Am I? When dealing Scarlet / Azure Arrows damage, there's a 25% chance to be considered as Azure Scarlet Arrows. Okay. So basically there's a 25% chance for you to get a 16% damage increase. That's pretty nice. And this one is when dealing Scarlet Azure Arrow damage, the next Scarlet Azure Arrow damage would be increased by 16%. So these two work very well together. Effect Labyrinth and Who Am I? And that's the main skill. It deals either Azure Arrow or Scarlet Arrows, and there's a 30% chance to double the damage. So not a lot of RNG here, but the amount of hits it does is only 8. And let's move on to my favorite one, which is the middle path, and let's go over the skill, the core skill here. Okay, condenses energy in a target area after dealing a star shell damage of 65%, then deals 7.6 star shell damage for 7 or up to 11 times random. So if you think about it, you deal 65% damage, and you deal additional 7 hits or 11 hits, and each hit is 7.6% damage. So if you think about it, at max it's like what, 80 something, close to 90%, plus that initial 65, and if you hit a max amount of times, the next cast that you do is multiplied by 30% damage, right? Because it's 2 point for each hit, 2.5 multiplication damage for each hit. So as you can see, it's very random, this skill, opposed to the first one, to Exiled Star. Let's go over the exclusive skills. This one is initially deals damage for 7 to 11 times, accumulates the damage dealt to the current target of these attacks, then deal damage of 105 accumulated damage to the target area. So this one is good if you hit like a lot of stacks, because if you deal a lot of damage, you deal 105% of that accumulated damage. So the more you win, you win more, if that makes sense. Like, and the other exclusive skill is Innate Form. Each time Star Shell Incarnation deal damage. So each time you hit, the more hits you do, there's a 30% chance to deal additional damage of 51%. So if you do 11 hits, and each single hit has a 30% chance to deal 51% damage. And that's why this one is the most like the most overpowered. But if you don't get good amount of stacks of hits, and everything is decided by how many hits you get, this one has the biggest chance to flop. So be careful with that one. I'm personally gonna go with Fateborn Star, because when you're lucky enough to like hit the jackpot, you win big, you know. So I do like that type of feeling, that type of gamble. But basically, those should be your skills. Those should be your skills that you should be running. I'm not gonna go over like all of the skills, but like we've been testing, me and my guild Homeless on server 1, we've been like going over these things for like 1.5 days, 2 days at this point, and we've concluded that these are, you know, these are optimal builds. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I hope to see you in the next video.